This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is Not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane. This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
This is Anarkid Ash, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee for the last 4 years. I am your host, James J, and it's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with Anarkid Ash.
Hi, I'm Anarkid Ash.
How are you today?
I'm doing really well. How about yourself?
I am good as well. Can you tell us where we can find all things Anarkid Ash on social media and your merchandise?
Of course. So it's just Anarkid_Ash on pretty much any social media except Facebook. I think it's just Anarkid Ash, like straight up. Merch wise, you can find me and my group's merch on Pro Wrestling Tees or at one of our shows.
Perfect. And you don't even have to go looking for it. All of the links to all of their social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. Have to talk about the bad stuff before we get to the good stuff, I promise. You are currently injured. You tore your ACL in June, no?
Yes, correct.
What happened exactly?
So basically, I was defending my titles at Branded Outlaw Wrestling in San Antonio with my tag partner Hilda. And while we were in the match, I had hopped off my opponent's shoulders and I landed wrong and my knee just went. I was able to finish the match. I powered through because I needed to defend my titles. But yeah.
And you literally just hopped off your opponent's shoulders.
Yep, that's all it takes, unfortunately. I landed wrong and like I remember the moment happening. Like it didn't like hurt, but you feel it go and it's like so weird. So weird.
I'm assuming this is your first big injury of your career, no?
Yes, that's correct.
Since you've been out for the last like couple of months, what kind of perspective have you had on your own wrestling career up to this point?
I guess like I as I've been out, I've kind of started to realize how heavily wrestling is involved with my life. Like it's literally like my whole life. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. It's all I do. And so while I've been out, it's felt really weird not being as involved as I used to be. And I've had to learn to like kind of figure things out, like things outside of wrestling, which I didn't normally do before this. It's been a little rough. It's been a weird adjustment, but for the most part, it's been all right. You know, I'm just hoping to get back to it soon. I've been in PT, I've been in rehab, like all that stuff, getting my knee back to it, and soon enough, I'll be back in training again.
And when are we expecting you to raise a little bit of anarchy again?
The rough estimate is March or April. That's kind of what I'm aiming for, and that should be when I am like completely 100% cleared. I can start training again here in like November, So it's honestly just how it starts, like how I start feeling once I start up again.
Okay, so maybe a WrestleMania weekend re-debut.
Hey, maybe that's what I'm kind of hoping for.
Well, until then, there is an upcoming event that is named after you. On the 11th, well, past now, the Anarkid Ash Halloween show.
Mhm.
What does that kind of mean to you to have, an event named after you?
It means a lot because recently, with me being injured, I've mainly just been in a managerial role with my group, the End of the World Party. So to be able to get out and I don't know, like get out and be like on a mic and be able to host my own show is something that just like really means a lot to me because it makes it feel like how I used to be, you know? Obviously I love managing the guys. They're so much fun. It's so great. But it is nice to be able to like get out there a little more and get back to how things used to be.
All right. Well, you before getting injured, you did indeed wrestle Tessa Blanchard.
Oh yes, I did.
Great, big name on the independents. Low key Texas royalty. What was it like being in the ring with Tessa?
It was intense. It was definitely intense. I was definitely super nervous leading up to that, but yeah, it was intense because she's someone I've been wanting to wrestle, and it was kind of insane to like actually see that was happening. So obviously I was very honored with the opportunity to wrestle her, and it was a very intense experience, but in the end I feel like it definitely helped me be better and kind of like it inspired me, you know, to really really get going more than I have been.
I mean, you did like get in a couple of really good shots in there. Like you really laid them in.
Oh yeah, you know, she was laying them in, so obviously, you know, I had to show her that I could fight too.
Was you talking to Tessa after the match?
Not really. When we get back there, we kind of just like separate, if that makes sense. So, we exchanged a few words, you know, good job, whatever, you know, the usual sportsmanship, and then we just went our separate ways.
Okay. Now, can you tell us about the advantages and disadvantages of being in a tag team with your dad?
The advantages, let's see, there are a lot of advantages. You know, we know each other very well, so the chemistry is obviously there. I've, you know, it's really nice being able to be in a tag team with someone I've grown up with and someone that I've known for a very, very long time, because we're already like thinking of the same things, if that makes sense, and we're in the same headspace. So that's definitely a pro. The con is we do sometimes get into arguments, but those are usually resolved. So, you know, normal father-daughter things.
And of course, Ricky is in the middle, no?
Yeah, he has to listen to all of it.
And what's your relationship with Ricky as well?
Ricky and my dad have been best friends since they were kids, so I've kind of known him as well. Everyone thinks he's like my uncle or related to us, so at this point he might as well be. Like, everyone thinks we're all family, which we practically are. So it's great.
Then that being said, why did you almost poke out Ricky's eye?
Wait, okay, so which instance are we talking about?
I believe with the face paint.
Oh my god, no! I didn't! Okay, he moved. He moved while I was doing his face paint. Okay, that was not my fault. That was not my fault. That's oh my god. Yeah, no. I was doing his makeup and he literally just moved. I swear. Like, I told her to be still and he blinked.
So, it's on Ricky.
Yes, 100% it's on Ricky, and I will stay defending that.
Gotcha. Now, on the opposite end of that spectrum, you've teamed with your dad, but you've also been in the ring on the opposite end with him. What is that? What is that like, wrestling your dad?
It's definitely intense. Because we're in a tag team, we work very similarly, so it's like we already know each other's like next move. You know what I mean? So right. It's kind of like, oh my god, like there's nothing that can surprise this man. So, yeah, but anytime we wrestle each other, honestly, it's been a really good challenge for me because it pushes me in a way that I didn't know I could be pushed. Because again, we know each other's moves, we know each other's thoughts and like how we're gonna move about this. So it's definitely harder than a normal opponent because we just know each other.
Okay. Now, speaking of intense matches, can you tell us about wrestling Heather Reckless?
Okay, so Heather Reckless unfortunately didn't happen.
Okay.
The first time it was supposed to happen, there were some issues, which card subject to change, that always happens, but the second time it was supposed to happen is actually right after I injured myself. So I got my surgery in June, but I injured myself early May.
Okay.
And her match, it was supposed to be like May 25th or something like that. And I was supposed to wrestle her, and when I did injure myself, I was very determined to still wrestle her. It literally took a doctor diagnosis for me to not try to go through with this. But I'm hoping when I come back in the near future, she is someone that has been on my list that I can finally face her in the ring when I'm 100% ready to go again, because man, I want that to happen.
Okay. It just seems like the timing wasn't necessarily right. You can't get in the groove.
Yeah, sometimes that happens, but thankfully when I get back, I think we can still make that happen. Like, I definitely want to.
Absolutely. But you did indeed wrestle for the Rhodes Academy, Dustin Rhodes school. What was that experience like?
That was it was so crazy. Like, to be able to do that made, when I heard that was happening, we could not get the smile off my face. I was ecstatic. Wrestling for someone like Dustin Rhodes is amazing. It's an amazing experience. I got to go up and train at the Rhodes Academy as well, and that was really, really amazing. I gained some great insight from Dustin himself, and that, especially, I think then I wasn't even 2 years into my career yet. No, I wasn't. I was barely 1. And so getting that insight so fresh in my wrestling career definitely helped me grow as a wrestler and a person as well, because he's really just a great guy. And then my opponent, she was tough. I can tell you that. As expected, but still a great experience, and I would 100% do it again.
Okay. Now, this is going back to to the very beginning of your career, but you wrestled Simply Luscious.
Yes.
A veteran of this of the business for quite some time. What was that experience like?
So it was definitely interesting because we had gotten to tag. So we tagged first together. So we were a tag team at one of the shows. And then I believe the next show we wrestled. Again, a challenge. She's a veteran. She's been in this for a very, very long time. She's been on TV. She is almost a Texas legend. And, you know, it was an honor to get to wrestle her. And also it was nerve-wracking. Like it was Tessa, or like, you know, because she's just been around so long. But it was a good challenge for me. Very, like you said, very early on in my career. It was definitely crazy. I was like, hang on a second, this is actually happening?
I can imagine it's maybe a little bit more nerve-wracking, you know, being so new in the business and wrestling, you know, such a veteran, such a well-respected name.
Oh yeah, like it definitely is. I was like so new, and I was like, oh my god, what? This is actually happening right now. This is insane.
All right. Now, you mentioned her, and when you're not partying at the ending of the world, you are teaming with Hilda. Can you tell us about your relationship with her?
Oh my god, so I love Hilda. Best friend in the whole world. Love her to death. We actually wrestled first before we became a tag team, and we just liked how we just connected. We really, really did. And that's how the Dolls of Darkness were formed. Like, we just saw that connection. Like, we were the same. And it just worked out. It was like a match made in heaven. Like, me and her, like, we have the BOW Women's Tag Team Championships right now. And that's really cool. That's really awesome. To get to win it with one of your best friends is insane. Definitely when I come back, we're going to be tagging more. We're going to make it happen.
Oh yeah. Now, that being said, what is a pet peeve about Hilda that you just don't understand?
You know, sometimes she's just a little crazy. I love her, but, you know, she is a doll brought to life, so she has some funkiness to her, but I love her quirks. You know, we both have them. She probably has a few about me that she's like, man, what the hell? But whatever.
Now, you could correct me if I'm wrong here, but you've also wrestled Angel Blue in a tag team match, no?
Yes, I have.
Obviously another big, well-respected name. What was that experience like?
So she was actually the one, me and Hilda wrestled her and SOS in the tag match for the inaugural Women's Tag Team Championships for BOW. Angel Blue is insane. She's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yes. She would be the first one to tell you that.
Like, when I say crazy, I mean crazy, all right? But she is someone that definitely helped me improve as well. She's a hard hitter, like, if you've ever met one. So, you know, she's tough. But in the end, you know, me and my girl prevailed, obviously.
Clearly.
But I would definitely like to run it in a one-on-one with her, 100%, because I need her in a 1v1. She's tough, so I need to challenge myself.
Okay. Maybe Anarkid Ash versus Angel Blue match in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright. Well, we've been talking, you know, about all of these great tag teams you've been a part of. But I do feel like there's one tag team that's maybe hasn't happened, missed opportunity. Why haven't you tag teamed with Pika Dude?
Pika Dude? Okay, so I I want to make that happen. I think that would be such a fun match. Ash and Pikachu, that'd be so great.
Of course.
I honestly don't know why it happened. It should have happened already, to be completely honest. I think Pikachu's been on a little bit of a hiatus. But I think he should come back for one tag match with me, because it would just be perfect. Like, I'd even wear an Ash Ketchum hat. Like, I would make it work.
I mean, yeah. I feel like this is something that needs to happen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, Pikachu, if you're listening to this right now, like, come on.
Hell yeah. We need this tag team match.
Yeah, we do.
But speaking of cosplaying, you've actually wrestled as Android 18, no?
I have.
Tell us about that.
I kind of grew up with Dragon Ball Z and like all the Dragon Balls, right? And it's one of actually me and my dad's like favorite animes. And when I heard that I was getting to wrestle at San Japan, I was like, oh my god, it'd literally be perfect. Like, I had the blonde hair at the time. I like was loving Android 18, and she has just like, I don't know, it just fits the bill for her. So I needed to make it happen. I needed to wrestle as her.
I was looking at the pictures of you wrestling in that match, and just the pinstripe short, I was like, is that Android 18? Or am I just really that involved in anime? But you mentioned it, love of Dragon Ball Z. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I just love the action. Like, I'm a big anime girl. I'm not gonna lie to you right now. So like, Dragon Ball has that like action adventure aspect that I really, really like in a good anime. Yeah, I can't say much about it other than like I just grew up with a lot of it, and it just earns a special place in my heart.
Favorite character?
I think that goes without saying. It's Android 18.
Yeah, I kind of
100%.
Favorite arc or saga?
The Android saga. Like, that arc and like everything about it. Mwah. Like, I don't know. I'm an Android girly for life.
I get that. And it was a really good saga that obviously transformed into the Cell saga.
Yeah, like I love it. Old school animes and stuff like that are just so good. They're great. Love them to death.
What are you watching right now?
Let's see. What am I watching right now? I really like Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is great. See, Hunter x Hunter has recently been a favorite. It's not really old school, but
I mean, it's been around since 1998, so it is kind of old school.
I guess, yeah, kind of. And then Attack on Titan. I've been rewatching that recently because I started it, but I never finished it. So, I've been getting on that one right now.
Okay, so how far are you in Hunter x Hunter?
I have finished Hunter x Hunter. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So, Chimera Antark, yes or no?
I'm honestly a little conflicted because it was okay. It was okay. But, like, I feel like the mutations just got a little bit out of hand, if that makes sense.
I get that,
like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, at this point, they're just, like, humanoids. Like, they're not even ants, bro. Like, they're not even ants. Come on. Let's not play here. They're not, like, they're not that anymore. Yeah.
And, on Titan, did you finish it, or how far are you in? Because I don't want to spoil anything.
I'm about, like, 3 episodes into season 4. So, I'm getting close to the ending, but I'm not quite there yet.
Okay, so you're, just when they got over to, the other country.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, so you're Yeah, no, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Please don't.
But how far, or did you finish Yu Yu Hakusho?
I don't think I finished it yet, because sometimes I forget that it exists and I just watch something else. I'm in the tournament. Yeah.
The Dark
Yeah, was it the
Tournament.
tournament? Yes, I'm in the Dark Tournament right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's literally the biggest arc of. It's the most beloved arc of this series. So how are you liking the Dark Tournament?
I honestly really like it. I like this. I like the vibe, you know? Like, it's very... Like, I just like it. I think it's definitely one of the best ones in the series. I'd have to agree with it being, like, the most beloved because it's really good. Yeah. Nothing much I can say about it. Like, it's good.
Alright. Well, that will bring us to Anarkid's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Let's see. There's definitely been a few. Let's see. I need to think of a good one here because there's a lot, but to cycle it through. Let's see here. There's been like, I wouldn't say like bizarre, but it's like kind of like fever dreamish, like some of the places you walk into as a wrestler. Like recently I went, we were driving to, where are we going? We were going somewhere and, no, it was the Valley. We were going to the Valley for Combat Coal and we had to get gas, but the closest gas station was like off the road in this like weird little town with like literally the population of 400. All right. Definitely really shady vibes. It was really weird. And we pull up to this gas station and I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, you know, this could end really bad or it could be just fine, right? I walk inside and it's a gas station / like canteen, I think is what they called it. So definitely an odd little mix because it was like the regular gas station stuff and then there were just like random tables and like slot machines on the other side.
Okay.
And so I walk to the bathroom and I go in there and one, like it smells like something died in there. Like it was actually terrible. And my first assessment of this is one of the doors is completely bolted shut. Like they have welded this thing together. It's very obvious that it's operating, but no one is allowed in there for some weird reason. And I think that might have to do with the smell. It was very weird. And then as I'm closing the door, I turn around and there is a hole punched through the door of the women's bathroom. A full, like it was insanely obvious that it was like a rage punch or something happened. And there are like similar holes throughout the whole bathroom. So I genuinely do not know what's going on in there, but it's kind of crazy. There was also it was an odd feeling. Like it wasn't like crazy, but it was one of those things like, maybe I should get out of here. Like this feels mildly threatening. I kind of don't want to be here. So like I just kind of left. I was like, I'm not doing this right now, guys. I can wait. Like there's no way this is happening right now. I was like, I'm not staying here. And like when I exited, like everyone looks at you. Like when you're like, I guess in like those small towns, everyone kind of knows each other. And so when you're from out of town, like, and you're walking around, they just stare at you. And it's really intimidating. I get like Children of the Corn vibes, you know? Like man, guys, I don't want to be here right now. Please stop looking at me. Like I'm leaving, I promise. Especially with like tattoos and piercings and stuff, like people just like look at you and it looks of ill intent and I do not like it.
Okay, definitely a bizarre adventure.
Yeah.
It seems like low-key you were in a crime scene.
I might have been, honestly. Oh no, actually I have some better ones. Hang on, I have one more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of crime scene, so like we've stayed in some pretty interesting motels. and every single motel I've ever stayed in has had blood on the walls. Yeah.
Okay. Then.
Blood on the walls. It's been interesting. Blood on the walls. There's usually like it's really bad. Like, I don't know why that's a common factor, and I don't know if I'm just like a magnet for that sort of thing, but it's definitely alarming. I'm used to it now, to when if I walk in and I see something crazy, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, it was definitely weird the first few times.
This is no longer an occurrence. This is now a pattern.
Yes, like it's bad.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's odd. But I believe that would be a great segue into my next question, which is you are a scare actor, no?
Yes, I am.
Can you tell us about that?
So funnily enough, ever since I was a kid, I've been like obsessed with like special effects makeup and like spooky, scary things, which I think might be pretty obvious if you look at my page. But
I hadn't noticed.
some people it's like, wait, really? Like, yeah, actually. But I have been like obsessed with that stuff for a while now, and literally the second I was able to work in a haunted house or like get the experience like be in a haunted house, I took it. I was like, I need to do this. Okay, my child like self needs to do this right now, because she always wanted to work in a haunted house, so I needed to make that happen. So for like 2 seasons I worked at a haunted house here in San Antonio, and it was such an interesting experience. I loved it. I loved scaring people. It was so much fun, like genuinely. And it's a good way to just like get your rage out, you know? Like if you had a really bad day, you can just scream at people. Like, it's great. I love it. And the best addition is I get to be scary. So duh.
So some people prefer to be scared rather being the scarer. It seems like you are the opposite, no?
Yeah, I'm really hard to scare. So like I like being the one scaring people, because I used to, before like pre ACL tear, I was able to like contort myself into really weird like positions, and so I was a slider, like one of the ones that like drop to their knees and like slide with like the sparks and stuff. And so I'd literally slide out on my little table at people and like contort myself, and it like literally made people cry. I was so proud of that.
Well, will you be doing some scare acting this upcoming Halloween?
Not officially. I probably won't be, because I can't do much with my knee the way it is, and I'd rather like let it heal and not risk it and cause issues. But I will be dressing up scary because I have to.
So like for instance, Will Ferrell from Step Brothers?
Oh my god. You know, that was an iconic Halloween costume, all right? I like, look, man.
Obviously, big Will Ferrell fan? Or just
Oh yeah, Will Ferrell is great.
And I'm assuming Step Brothers is the favorite.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Step Brothers, 100% my favorite.
I'm kind of partial to Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Oh, Talladega Nights is fire too.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Well, keeping on scary situations, can you tell us about that time you worked at Jimmy John's for 2 weeks?
Oh my god, how did you figure out about that? Jimmy John's was, so never work in food service. Just don't do it. It's not okay, alright? I was 15, man, and that place was awful. Like, because I just remember, like, for some reason, like, when I was in high school, I just, like, hungered for a job. And obviously the best one was going to be Jimmy John's, duh. And when I worked there, it was actually terrible. Like, there was one guy who literally tried to reach through the drive-through window and grab me on my second day of work.
That's
Excuse
crazy.
me?
I said, ooh, that's crazy.
It was insane. And it was all because he had a diesel truck and I couldn't hear him through like the little drive-through speaker because his truck was really loud. And so I was like, excuse me, sir, could you please like turn off your truck, or could you speak louder so that I can hear your order? And he started screaming something like unintelligibly, and then just like drove up to the drive-through window and tried to like open it and grab me.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, just don't work in food service. It's not a good idea. Don't do it. It was awful. Like, I thought I would last way longer than 2 weeks, but then upon like asking my friends who also worked there, they also lasted a similar amount of time. So, don't do it.
I think maybe the fault is maybe you sort of went to Jersey Mike's rather than Jimmy John's. No drive-through. And speaking of, getting into, pro wrestling, you actually graduated high school a year early to pursue pro wrestling. Was that something that you were already on track to do, or was that just like a goal that you set for yourself, like, I'm going to finish this early so I can pursue my dream?
Honestly, it was something that was already a possibility for me, because I was so ahead of a lot of my classes. And so it was easily doable for me. And when I like actually got the opportunity, or like when I was given the opportunity to do it, I took it, because high school like is not compatible with pro wrestling. It's actually awful. So like I really, really love wrestling. So I wanted to get out of there as quick as possible so I could like fully pursue my dream the way I wanted to.
Hell yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a feat that even Billy Starks was able to do.
Hey man, I think like she did pretty good in high school. I could never. Like, my attention span is not there.
Now, the Anarkid Ash gimmick. I do have to ask. I'm just genuinely curious myself. Can you tell us about the bunny ears?
So funny. I like bunnies in general. They're so fun, so cute. But the bunny ears started as a joke. I was gonna wear them once just for funny, because I thought it was funny, and I bloodied them up. I did the whole thing, and then it turns out people really, really, really liked it, and I honestly really liked it. Like, the vibe was fun. Like, I got a fun little headpiece. It was so cute. And when like literally like from that moment I was like, I have to keep this. Like, people love it. Like, there were people showing up to shows in bunny ears for me. I was like, okay, yeah, so this needs to stay. So I decided to keep it, and it's become a staple. I love them.
All right. Well, it's funny how, just the little inside joke became, a part of the gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously another big part of it is, the face paint. Is there any meaning or to your face paint? Is there special versions of it that you do for special events or anything of that nature?
Yeah, the face paint has always kind of been a big part of me outside of wrestling too. I used to be in the punk scene, and I would wear it when I would like play, or I'd wear it to shows all the time. Like, it was a way that I could actually express myself through makeup, and it just vibes with me, And so when I had the opportunity to add that, like when I was coming up with Anarkid Ash, I just, I wanted it. I needed that face paint because it really just shows who I am and like my creative process and all of that. And it's great. I do more extreme versions for like certain matches. Like you'll see in some of my matches, I have my neck painted black to just accentuate the makeup. It makes it look like more extreme. But it's just one of the many ways that I use to like express myself.
Okay. And another great way to do that is tattoos. Can you tell us about your tattoos and if they have any specific any meaning to you?
There is 2 tattoos right now that I have. Actually, no, about 3. 3 tattoos that I have that have like an actual meaning. The rest are just like I just got them for fun. So the first one, my first tattoo was a tattoo I designed myself, and it actually matches with my dad, Corvus, and it's an axolotl with a little lucha mask on it. I designed that to be my first tattoo because axolotls are one of my favorite animals, and I just wanted to incorporate my wrestling into that. And so I have one for myself with a little pink lucha mask, and he has one with a red lucha mask. And then I have the date I started wrestling on my wrist, 3/19/22. So that's like my wrestleversary and all that stuff. And it just means a lot to me. And I'm going to start adding like tally marks for every year. Just to really like keep track of that because that's like a big deal to me. And then the last one is I have a rabbit's foot tattooed on my arm. And I got that because it was actually before I knew I tore my ACL, but it was after I injured myself. And so I got that on me for good luck and anything that might happen, as a way to just like persevere and kind of like, you know, like just a hope charm, something hopeful.
I gotcha. That's actually really cool. I haven't thought about tattooing a rabbit's foot on myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there any plans for new ink?
Yeah, actually coming up in December, I'm gonna get a cool back piece done. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet because it's just so cool and y'all have to see yourself. But it's coming, so trust.
Can you tell us if you designed it or not?
I did not design this one. The only ones I have designed are my first tattoo, and then I designed one of the tattoos that my dad actually has.
Okay. Is that something you'd like to do in the future? Is design more of your own? Or for other people?
I like drawing, but my main strength is painting. I used to paint patches and stuff for people in the punk scene, and that's like my main thing. As much like if someone asks me to design a tattoo for them that I feel like that's in like the zone of my strength, then I'll 100% do it. But it's not something that I'm like definitively like, I really want to do this.
Okay. Well, that will bring us to the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Ooh, okay. So let's see. Definitely, probably The Future is a Foreign Land by Ghost, for sure. I really like that song. What else? I'm trying to think here, because I listen to a lot of punk. So probably, actually, it would have to be a song. Why can't I think of the name now? Hang on, I'm blanking.
Pull up that good Spotify.
Oh yeah. Let me do that real quick. I got you. It would have to be. Where is it? I had it in my brain and now I've. Oh, wait. No. Here we go. XOXO by Gel.
Okay.
Gel is so good. And then the last one would probably be. What would I put down there? It would have to be. Love You to Death by Typo Negative. That would need to fit in there somewhere. I love Typo Negative.
Okay. Do you lock it in?
I do lock it in.
Alright. A solid 3 picks to say the least. Everybody knows you get the soundtrack down first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays Anarkid? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Okay. Who plays Anarkid? Ooh, that's a hard one. Who would I even cast myself as? Ooh, I know. I don't know if you've ever seen Tank Girl. But definitely young Lori Petty from Tank Girl. She is iconic and she plays like that crazy punk character so well. So I need it.
Alright. Now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Let's see. So I have. Let's see. So I have my best friend. If we're talking like full story of Anarkid Ash here, like personal things and like wrestling, then I have my bestie Maggie, who I would have to say would be played by Zoe Deschanel.
Okay.
That would work. And then we have Corvus, obviously.
Clearly.
Who would play him? I feel like actually like so hard. Hang on. Sorry, I'm also really bad with actors, so I have to like think about this.
No worries. What were they in?
I don't even know actors. Hang on. I'm like really bad at naming them and like recognizing them. I don't know what it is, but it's like a weird like facial recognition thing.
Okay.
Who would I see that would play him? There's one. Let me see. I know there's someone that they say he like looks a lot like, but I can't exactly pinpoint what his name is. But hang on. I have an idea. He's in an Adam Sandler movie. Where are you?
Was it which Adam Sandler movie?
I want to say it was Airheads. He's literally on the front cover. Hang on. I think it's Steve Buscemi with long hair. I think it is. Yeah, it's definitely Steve Buscemi with long hair. Steve Buscemi with long hair.
All right, perfect.
I don't know. It just works. Like the face works.
I get that, and I could see it.
So definitely him. And then Ricky. Who would Ricky be played? Who would that work on? Let's see. Maybe, honestly, young Bill Moseley. He plays Otis in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay.
Like a younger version of that would work. I think that would be good.
All right. This is sounding like a great movie. A blockbuster to say the least. And you could pre-order the tickets now. Now onto a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
No. Pineapple on pizza does not. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. No.
So, anti-pineapple on pizza.
Yes, definitely. I don't even like pineapple. Like, I would not want it to ruin my pizza. Like, that's not happening.
Okay, so just anti-pineapple in general. Alright. What's your spirit Pokemon?
My spirit Pokemon, Tinkaton. Or, yeah. It'd be Tinkaton. No, I think her biggest evolution is Tinkaton. Yeah, it'd be Tinkaton.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you had that ready to go. Like, you've thought about this.
Oh, yeah. I play Pokemon, like, religiously. And Tinkaton is my girl.
Alright, it's your spirit Pokemon. We love the late, great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
I don't believe I do, no.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a Doug can't spell. Yes, we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show, trying to keep the memory alive. Alright, the weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
I mean, it depends. Like, okay, there is, like, stipulations to this, all right?
Okay.
How big is The Rock? Okay, if The Rock is bigger than me, I probably would not, because there's no way. But if I am, like, able to move this rock, then yes, I would.
I would say that it's about the size of a shoe. It's kind of like the type of rock that you kind of hide your key underneath.
Okay, word. I would wrestle that rock. Okay, we'd be good.
All right. Just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And he did not win that match either.
Wow.
On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, my dream is right now to be signed to New Japan. So I'm really, I see myself being signed to New Japan 100%. Like, being a part of their women's division. That would be so amazing.
Alright. And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what you are all about as a pro wrestler?
What match? I believe so. Me versus Alejandra Lyon is such a good match. From Texas Wrestling Cartel. I want to say it was in January. It was when I was supposed to wrestle Heather Reckless the first time. So I ended up wrestling Alejandra Lyon, and that was a great match. Amazing. And then there is one more. I would say me versus Randy West. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a last woman standing match, and it was great.
Can we find these matches on YouTube?
Yes, you can. Oh wait, no. I think Randy West is on IWTV.
Okay, but the first match is on YouTube.
Okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, the other one is on YouTube, and never mind, the Randy West match is on YouTube on Baracho Pro's YouTube account.
Perfect. I will grab those matches from YouTube, and I will put a link to them in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox for anybody that hasn't seen them, wants to see them, wants to re-see them after this interview.
Perfect.
And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Oh my god, wait. No. Ruby Soho.
Worst wrestler.
Worst wrestler? Oh no. I have to. Worst wrestler. Oh my god, no, I don't want to
Would you like the default answer?
Yes, I'm gonna not say anything about that one.
You have chosen Eva Marie. You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Alexa Bliss.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Ooh, Mickey James. Mickey James is from early on.
The
Hers is
clapping
fun.
one?
Yes.
Okay. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Kayfabe is... I'd say pretty alive. Yeah. That's like the first thing that comes to mind.
Well, we would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash, vegetable or fruit?
I think it's a vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit.
Oh, wow, I hate that. Okay.
Yeah, it has seeds, so it has tomato logic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you are a part of Squash Squad now, so that means a hell of a lot more. New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Oh, man. Trunks to butt cheek ratio. You know what? You can go mainly butt cheek, I think. Free yourself. I don't know. You want to show those butt cheeks? Do it. I'm not judging.
So, full on, nothing. 100% no coverage.
No, everything. Okay, please put some coverage in there. But if it frees you to have more butt cheek than trunk, then go for it.
Okay. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No, unfortunately, I have not, but I feel like that needs to happen.
And that's the correct answer. And if it does indeed happen, record it and please send it to me.
I just feel like that would be such an interesting experience to have.
As somebody that has attempted to do it, yeah, it is an interesting experience. But literally nobody knew who Darby Allin was, so yeah. But that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Of course.
And once again, where can we find all of your social media and merchandise?
Just Anarkid_Ash on pretty much every social media. And then Pro Wrestling Tees.
And you don't even have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all their social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. And thank you for listening, whether you joined us for the first time 4 years ago for our first interview, or if you just joined us for the first time with Anarkid. Obviously celebrating 4 years of anniversaries. So, 4 years of interviews, I should say. Thank you for listening. Join us next Wednesday as we interview Shameka. And follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say Wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Alright.
For our special guest, Anarkid Ash, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I am James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment!
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.